Hey there, this is Geist on the Gamecube, playing on a Wii actually, and this is a new game plus any percent speedrun. So I'll be playing through levels 1 through 9 on my save file. That means I have some collectibles which unlock more ghost health for me. But other than that, there's not much else to this run except for that I can skip cutscenes in New Game Plus, so that'll make the run shorter, but it is its own category. So without further ado, let's get started. So time starts after I say OK, after it says only your login and collectible data will be saved. So let me make sure I activate my timer. 3, 2, 1, go. There's two cutscenes at the start here. After one loads, the other one takes a while to load up, so we have to wait around for that to load up, which is right now. There's a second one. If I can do this early, I can talk to this guy early, and then he only has one chat box to go through, instead of, I think it's like 3 or 4. Another cutscene I can skip. A couple more chat boxes here. Check my inventory. 2 chat boxes here. Then I go over here and download some stuff. It'll be pretty basic from here on out for the first level. Pretty much as intended. There's no glitches or anything. We'll just be kind of working our way through the combat. There's small tech here and there that helps, which is when you enter in a talk trigger zone, you want to try to aim towards where the character is that you're going to be talking to, because it takes some time for you to turn towards them. So small optimization things. So I screwed up there. I was trying to get ahead of him. But I had a hard time aiming there, so it took some time to aim. I'm just gonna walk past these guys because there's a cutscene up here, and then they despawn after we skip that. I'd be sure to walk in front of my teammate. I get this health because this is a scary hallway. I could very easily die here. I could easily get stuck around here where there's a bunch of soldiers, but now I'm out of there. I can start shooting soldiers in this last room. I can try to go for headshots, which are one hit. But I'm basically just trying to clear out this room. Otherwise, your AI friends will take a little bit too long to clear the room out. But we'll just kind of get them in here, past that long hallway. Here they come. If you don't clear out this room, they'll actually just kind of stick around waiting for you to clear out the room, which is kind of a pain in the butt. There's a boss up here, so I'll just quickly grab some health. It's not necessary, but I've been having bad luck recently, so not with this boss, but in general. This boss, you can go hitless. Main part of this boss, remember to reload, remember to dodge. Don't be too late with your dodging like I was. During that roar, you can only hit him once, but after he does his longer roar, you can hit him 4 times, I believe. There we go. And always remember to reload. And as he gets close to dying, we can move closer in. He's got one more hit, so back up a little bit more so I can actually safely dodge these. I'll walk forward, get as close as to the bridge as possible, because that way once we get out of the boss cutscene, we're right here, aim towards that guy, and then we're done, basically. We just walk to the end of the level, and there's actually 2 cutscenes here that we'll have to skip before we do our split. And I trigger my splits off seeing that writing save data, because I actually run this game with my memory card in there, because then I can do save and quit options for tricks, which we'll actually use in chapter 3. It actually becomes pretty helpful in there. Otherwise, to do a whole segment that we can skip in there.
Don't worry, everything is fine. In fact,
so I'm already moving in this.
You have ascended to something greater than
As you can see right here, you can just kind of start moving whenever.
You're safe.
I'm just going to prepare myself over here. And in this next line, once she says try one, I can press A. But if I press it too early, like right now, it won't actually trigger me eating one or draining the plant, I guess. I call them eating. Doesn't really matter.
Oh, look.
I'm pretty much eating.
See how slowly
But I position myself to where this rabbit is going to be, so that I can start matching A, so that once I get out of this little narration, I can just get in the rabbit right away. Jump once, dispossess, and I'm done.
Very good. Now try leaving the animal and exploring.
There, it doesn't matter if you're early or not. There's actually a little clip out here.
Load your weapon. This is
Right there.
Kill them.
I missed it. So now I'm just above here. There's a cutscene after the tutorial, so be sure to skip that too. So this is pretty much the biggest trick that I've found so far. This is the core trick right here for completing this level without doing much of anything in this chapter. There's a boss that you have to fight and a whole bunch of other combat stuff and possession things. Here we just kind of skirt around the outside and we possess one person, just one person, and then we're done pretty much with the level. We'll just walk to the end of level trigger, activate it, and I got lost. So I'll open my map and see them really far behind where I should be. Loading the map will actually load the actual area that I'm in. So that's why opening the map takes some time occasionally. But going through this scare sequence is pretty normal. Just scare the janitor using the phone, wait for Gigi the ghost. An unfortunate part of this trick is that once I actually get in the janitor, I won't be able to use my sprint function because I skipped the tutorial that actually unlocks the left trigger ability, which is usually jump for your ghost. So that's a bit unfortunate. So now I'm just... Well, this is walking speed, which is pretty quick for a walking speed. So I'm thankful for that. Normally the soldier here talks to you. That is if you're doing it normally. But we're not doing it normally, so he just ignores you. And you can ignore him. But now we'll just do the same trick again. It's a bit harder with the custodian. He's got a bigger hitbox, it seems at least, or a different shape. And that doesn't play well with that trick. But I line myself up with that light down there in the corner of the map area. And then now I'm walking straight forward. I strip to the left a little bit for safety. Because I don't want to walk back in bounds. But you'll see in a little bit down below is actually where that exit is. So I'm going to keep strafing left to stay out of bounds. But I'm still walking forward. So now we'll fall back in bounds all the way down there where the end of the level is, which is this valve here. We open up the valve by doing that, which is totally not normal. But there's not going to be much normal things in this run. There's only a few non-broken chapters. And I missed my split because I wasn't on my window, but I saved about a minute. So that's good. with New Game Plus, there's a bit of menu manipulation, which is, after the loading scene, there's a bit of blackness where the menu doesn't seem to be actually loaded right now, but you can actually start progressing through the start game and file select, and you can actually kind of navigate to the chapter you want to go to before you can actually see what's on the screen. So another optimization that takes away half a second each time. So at the end of the level or end of the whole run, you'll save like 3 seconds maybe. So it's a little time saver here and there. No reason not to do it, I guess. It's not hard.
Hey, boy.
But now that we're Phantom, we're gonna do this little stealth section up here. And as Phantom, I can either jump or I can bark. Bark scares or calls attention, which I'll do right here in the tunnel. I'll call attention of the soldier behind me, and there's a soldier in front of me. So I'll just go out of bounds right here. There he is over there. He doesn't see me out of bounds because who expects a dog out of bounds? We can jump there in front of the vents. They get a little bit of extra speed into here because now, as you see in the lower left corner, Phantom is crawling, and that's a lot slower than his running speed. Normally, if you walk in and the guard sees you, he doesn't catch you. He doesn't throw you back to where you came from. But you can actually just kind of stay to the left and behind, and he won't see you. You can skip that talk trigger that way. Save, like 2 seconds. You want to be careful with this scare because if you go too fast, he actually won't be scared. He'll be like not in his right position, and if you're too far past that red zone, it won't trigger the scare. So you want to be careful for that. Basically, watch where he until he plants his feet in front of the pipe. I like to basically go right here, just for this over there, make myself useful, and we're gonna start doing some weird stuff with this dog. This is probably the only host glitch that we have right now. Basically, I'm lining myself up with the crate on the very floor and also the railing, or whatever that is, the grating, in front of me to determine my position and my angle. And basically, when I look this way and strafe left, there's a perfect spot where I'll start moving through the wall right here. So that's a pretty consistent setup, but still it's kind of slow out of bounds because you need to be very careful for where you go. You walk around the vents, don't hit them, and I'll open up my map here and there to make sure I don't walk into a bad place, because you don't want to get stuck around here. Because if you get stuck, it's pretty much either find your way out and go through the normal process, or you'll get like in a soft lock position where you have to restart the level. So now I just ran to the control room, which is right in front of the rift. I'll walk into this door and we'll use a checkpoint that we get here to do a save and quit. What I did there is I walked in the room and immediately, so here's the save quit. I immediately, what I do, I dispossessed, and that immediately closes the door behind me as well, and that means that the trigger for the checkpoint is made. So it just allows me to hit that checkpoint quicker. I can do my save and quit quicker. And now, since I did a save and quit, we have the engineer here instead of the soldier. So now we can, well, you can operate this turret actually as a soldier. You won't get this, the cutscene for the hand movement, but you'll still get the cutscene for it unfolding, which is a bit weird. It's like characters have their own set of like their personalized cutscenes, and if they don't have them available for the action that requires it, they won't actually enter that little cutscene. But basically, I'm gonna ignore the soldier to the left right there. Trying to get stuck on these guys because I need to get down pretty quickly. And I'm basically gonna do a clip right here where if I look kind of towards that corner, but to the right slightly, and I walk forward, We'll fall through the wall right there. I'll go around. They're a bit slow to the catch. I'll go over here. Get in here, get that health for safety. Open the door, get the rivet suit. This is pretty much a necessary point for this level. You would not be able to get to the end without this rivet suit. So I'm going to try to do a clip on this door right here, which I didn't get. Basically, if you run up against this wall and you crouch, you can walk through. Or if you're not willing to do a clip because it's kind of risky, you can walk right by the door. You can pull out your rivet gun, which takes a while for you to pull it out for some reason. It waits until the manager like walks to his point, and you can shoot the manager guy, and that will open up. Come on, that will open up the door automatically, so you don't have to clip through it. But since bringing up your gun takes a while for some reason, it might be quicker to hit that clip out of bounds, or rather not out of bounds, through the gate in one try. So I guess I'll be going for that. I'm going for headshots here. Pretty ideal for an FPS shooter. No question about that. Turrets have no ammo to worry about, unlimited ammo, but their screen gets very, or fuzzy, not very, if they get too much damage. And unfortunately it damaged my soldier right here with the turret, so I have like half health, but luckily he had fully reloaded ammo, so that was a bonus. Basically I want to get closer with these guys and get some headshots, because it's pretty much the easiest way to get headshots and do a quick kill with him. Although it's not being very quick right now. So I'm going to go back to the turret, switch it up. Hopefully this will bring me some good luck. And they didn't actually end up killing that turret over there. He had too much health left. At that point I can't even see where he's going, so instead of guessing and trying, I'm just going to pick up a new host, reload. I should be able to kill him now. There we go. So I try to move out of the way because I need to be the engineer in the rivet suit to be able to unlock the room over there and to pick up the card key. Look how much health I have left. That's pretty dangerously low. I must have been shooting myself with the turret. But thankfully, the soldiers of the turret haven't been aggroed on me. So we'll just go through this sequence as normal. Hopefully we don't get a hard lock later on in this sequence, because there's this hallway that we walk down, and there's a cutscene trigger in the middle that occurs. But for some reason, whether it's maybe doing this sequence of glitches where you go out of bounds and then you do a save and quit, for some reason it doesn't load the cutscene properly, and it just locks down, which I think is going to hit because it just paused my game right there. So I'm going to wait like 2 seconds and then I'm going to walk forward again. Hopefully I don't get that hard lock, which we didn't. Good. So we can just skip that, go to the end of the level. Hopefully it's there. Everything seems normal, so it's not really a good thing to have something like that happen to your game where you just have a hard lock where you can't even like restart. You need to reset the console itself. You know, at that point it's run over. There's no way you can come back from that. I've only just recently found a setup for Chapter 4 coming up, and it may be a little bit inconsistent, so I might have to do some searching around while in my out of bounds walk, but I guess we'll see what happens. Hopefully I can go carefree pretty much. That's the whole point of setups anyways, right? Basically we're going to do another save and quit using the checkpoint exploit to be able to skip a shower cutscene and whole sequence of scaring a doctor, which doesn't take too long, but if we can just skip it, why not, you know? It's always fun to see games broken for the sake of speed. I really don't like these bats. They control pretty floaty. It makes sense, right? Because they're little lightweight bats. Now that we've scared this janitor, go into the laundry room here. There's a box here. Look slightly to the right and walk forward. You'll get out. Now you can walk left, walk through this wall. Go back into this room where you just were. Fall down, but walk back in the laundry room. Line yourself up with that corner right there and the soldier where that peephole is. Now sprint straight forward. And hopefully we'll hit a room where there's fire in about a couple seconds. There we go. So I just want to make sure I get this loaded before I walk through. And there we go. Doesn't matter that I have low health. We're going to hit the checkpoint right here. And I screwed it up. Right there. Okay. Did it too early. Whoops. So a couple seconds lost there, but in the grand scheme of things, when it's nearly a 2-hour run, I don't think it matters too much. If you took a look at my splits already, I have quite a big leap from that Chapter 3. I had a pretty bad run in Chapter 3 previously, so that my PB right there is 156. I could hope to get, well, now probably like 140, and that's if all goes according to plan with the bosses and any other clips in the later part of the run, which can easily go awry. Definitely not out of the woods when you get to the later levels. So there's one of my very first clips that I found in this whole game. I'm gonna make sure to load this hallway, at least on the map, so I can see where I'm walking. Cause it's this part's kind of hard to tell where you're going if you're just running in the dark, like I am right now. So be sure to load the room right after the door, right here, which I think I've done right now. Maybe. There we go. Perfect. So I'll look up, open this doorway, load this room then. I can get the key card right here, which is for the freezer, or the refrigerator. It's more like a freezer anyways. Walk there, line myself perpendicularly with that next cabinet, and I can get into this area with the fire that we found with the janitor. But now we're going to go downstairs, and we're going to walk to the freezer. Being sure to avoid those guys. Fun little thing, you can walk through the door, you don't need to wait for it to open up. Thankfully that guy didn't give me too much grief. He could have just completely blocked me there, but I was able to walk around him. I'm going to grab some health here, because we're going to have some combat later on that I can't skip, at least not yet. Got a little bit too rushed there and pressed A twice on this lane. So now you're supposed to talk to the guard on the other side of this room here. While I say talk, I think you just observe him pressing the buttons on the keypad by possessing the keypad itself. And that's how you get the code. But if you know the code, you can just enter it in yourself. So now we have the combat parts where we have to keep Bryson safe. There's a weird glitch with if you're pressing sprint before that cutscene, you'll actually retain your sprint speed, because normally you can only crouch in this this character, but now I think I've correctly got the sprinting speed, because I seem to be walking pretty fast. Otherwise it's, you know, pretty much standard walking speed with this girl, but you can make it quicker even. I'm gonna grab this health because this next portion is pretty dangerous. I'm just gonna hopefully ignore that guy behind me. I'm gonna throw a grenade over there. Hopefully that'll be enough. Maybe it won't. I'm gonna kill those guys because they can kill Bryson, the guy next to me. And if he dies, it's game over. You need to restart from the checkpoint at which you give Bryson the medicine. For now, we have to fight a boss. I would like to reload, but I can't in this elevator. I'm just gonna grab health right away. We'll go to this. I don't think I have full sprinting speed, because you could bring that sprinting speed glitch into this room, and you can like pretty much run circles around this guy. It seems a bit slower than when I had it before, so I think I missed it. I think I only have like 50% sprint speed, maybe. So I'm pretty much gonna have to hope that I hit this guy's head. That's the only way he can be damaged at this point. To try to dodge his arrays. I don't have a good strategy for that. I just walk back and forth. Normal strafing strategies. I try to keep my gunfire in burst, because the SMG actually has a recoil that builds up over time. You can start to see the spread that it has. Now he's going to go into a shell. We can just throw a grenade in there. We like to call this guy Bug Dodongo, because he recedes into his little shell. You need to throw bombs in there, kind of like you throw bombs into your, or not your, but the Dodongo's mouth in the various Legend of Zelda games. Of course, he's a bug, so he's Bug Dodongo. But then he can do this laser beam. That's nothing what a Dodongo can do, right? I guess Dodongos can breathe fire, so it's close enough. I'm pretty low on health here. I have to watch that. Thought I was gonna get hit there, but I didn't. Lucky. But this boss fight isn't going very well, unfortunately. But now he's gonna roll around, so there's probably a good chance I'm gonna take damage here. Just because it's just part of the game, I guess. You have to hope that you're at the right part of the cycle, because he can enter and exit in different areas. He might enter on that side, he might enter on this side, closer to me. I think it's going to be on this side. I guess not. He went for the quicker side. So, at least I think it's quicker. I'm not sure what decides which side it goes in and out of. It might be where you're already standing, it might be random. I haven't been sure yet. But I like to stay on this back side for actual fights, because I have the health for safety. And now we're getting closer to the last quarter of his health. We're gonna enter in the last phase. There's pretty much two phases in this fight, except that he kind of increases in damage output, well, possible damage output, I guess, because he fires in bigger bursts. See, he like has two. He's been having those two for a while now. If I'm lucky, I can throw some grenades over there and they can hit him, because now in this last phase his shell takes damage from pretty much anything. So now if I throw some bombs over there, I'm talking Legend of Zelda talk already, grenades rather, they'll take a lot more damage, or he'll take more damage from those than he will from my gun. So I can do a quicker end kill there. If you, instead of doing the quick end kill there, if you throw another grenade into his shell, I think he actually starts rolling again after that. He takes that damage, which you don't want him to be moving around. You know, if you can kind of burst him down right there, it's for the better. Kind of like last level, this level is pretty straightforward as well. We have out of bounds for this, but we can't really do much with it because at the end you need Bryson. You pretty much can't do anything at the end without him, which is quite unfortunate. Hopefully my host will be okay there. I hope I got that grenade in the top little crow's nest there, because if she dies, then it's game over, unfortunately. So I clipped out of there on the boxes and this walling. I need to kind of line myself up with the corners with this map. There's about right. I can kind of twitch to the right a little bit because I was a little bit to the left. Got to the right side of that slip point because now I'm in the room with the doctor or the scientist. I don't know, he's wearing a lab coat. At this level 5-1, as I call it, it's kind of, you have some open branches you can take, because there's a few things you need to do. One is you need a scientist to unlock a room upstairs where Bryson is trying to get in. There's also a radio room where you need to call in air support, basically a helicopter to come save your ass. And you need to poison the soldiers in the cafeteria where Bryson needs to pass. So those two things, one you need the scientist for, which is for the room I was talking about upstairs. Then you need to possess a chef, which we'll see later on, to poison the soldiers in that cafeteria. But pretty much anyone can, yeah, pretty much everyone can do the radio room, except for the soldier girl that we had in the beginning of the room. She actually will hard lock, or not hard lock, soft lock. No, she will hard lock. She will hard lock this room. Because if you try to use the radio, turns out she can't use it at all. So if you give up on that idea and try to go back down the elevator that we just went up, your game will actually crash. So we can use the soldier girl. So we need to resort to either using the scientist here or the chef. So now we'll just go back downstairs and we'll head to the cafeteria. Over there is the chef, and his name is Chester, for those that were wondering. I don't know who was wondering, but now you know. I had to check to make sure I was recording. I wasn't sure. I don't remember pressing the record button, but luckily it is. I've been having a pretty good run, so if it wasn't, I'd be pretty upset. The scare sequence is, you know, pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Playing it casually, you probably find out about it on your own too. Just imagine if you were cooking, what would you want or not want to happen? First, your food's burning, then all of a sudden you have plates flying towards your head. I got lucky because I like to look at the top portion. It's pretty easy to aim up there. And he can either go above the oven or to the side of the oven. Quick soup grab. Hashtag quick soup grab. We're not just going to get the soup. Like I said before, we need to poison these soldiers to make sure they're knocked out or dead. One of the two. So, gotta grab the rat poison here. Now we'll go make some rat poison soup. but you'll quickly find out that the rat poison soup is just rat poison in water. Because Chester here doesn't even bother to put in the tomato soup. He just puts that in and he's just like, eat the rat poison. Yeah, no wonder it tastes funny. Eating rat poison in water. So, poison those guys. We can start moving upstairs. They'll get poisoned. You have to wait for these cutscenes. It's kind of stupid. But we're going to go upstairs to where Bryson is. Open the doors, and here he is. And then you give him a sign to know that it's actually you. Because now you're in a different body, of course.
What's up, Raymond?
Now you need to wait for him to walk over here, and you need to talk to him so you can get the radio code. And then you can use this. I don't think you can use this before you get the radio code. It's just a little flag in the code that you need to make sure that you check. So now, can't open the door. We need to wait for him. He opens the door. We still have to wait for him, so we'll just go to our spot, wait here, and then he'll talk to us eventually. So now we have to just mash A through this, through the files that are on this computer, or the video feeds rather. And then we find our old body. I thought we were dead, but it turns out that we're still alive. So there's some story for you. We don't have the cutscenes in the New Game Plus, but you get at least some of the small tidbits here and there. It's not necessarily a bad story, it's just time consuming, and it's pretty, I don't know, cliche a little bit. You know, you have your out-of-body experiences that you see sometimes in Hollywood movies. And I guess we need to wait for Bryson some more. We're always waiting for this guy, honestly. And here he comes. So now we just talk to him a bit. Go through here. Oh wait, we have to wait for Bryson again. We have to go through here again. And then we do this, skip some stuff, go in there. I actually had the speed glitch. The sprint speed glitch from chapter 4 that I was talking about. I don't think I have it now, because I entered in the turret. Oh, I seem pretty fast though. I might still have it actually. Yeah, I'm pretty fast. I think I have it. That's pretty interesting. I thought that going to the turret would have disabled the sprint exploit. This part is normal. We just have to keep waiting for Bryson to go through each level. Wait for him to get shot at and save his ass. Which is funny because it turns out he actually has a gun. But you still need to save his ass. Many times. Oh, there we go. Missed it. You want to try to hit that possession on the way down. So you don't have to wait and jump back up. But I use the grenades here instead of using the propane tubes. Canisters, rather. Those take a lot of time to charge up. When I do these two right here, I make sure to go in the bottom right corner to not blow up my grenades, which I did already. So now I have to use my backup strat, which is using the rockets, which are not easy. Not easy at all. Because oh no, I have 2 grenades left. I thought I blew them out because I saw a second explosion. So we're good. If you can, try to get all 3 guys when you do that. If you just get 2, then you need to go back upstairs and get those, which is unfortunate. I got lost there for a second, but I just kind of strafed around, so it's fine. So now I just have to take everything out of the room, including this turret. Turret out. That guy out. That guy out. Zoom in, it's hard to see, it's all fuzzy. Skip that. Depossess. And then we have to help Bryson get out of here with this motorcycle. And that's part 1 of Escape. So now we have pretty much what is an auto-scroller. But you can die during the auto-scroller, of course. You can't just sit around and watch. Now, we're in the motorcycle. We can control it. Apparently we don't let Bryson control it. We don't trust him enough. So here we are controlling it. There's not much we can do. We just have to take damage. I ran into him. I probably shouldn't have got out there. I probably should have waited until I got over here. That's a screw up right there. Basically, you want to get in here. Bryson took a lot of damage from a mine. That's unfortunate. Oh, what? So I screwed up pretty big there by going out too early, and Bryson didn't even control himself. Oh, Bryson! Bryson! This is why we don't let you drive. Yeah. So that happens. We'll just restart. I lost a minute there, pretty much. Which is a shame, because I made up time on the last split. That's a loss, because Bryson doesn't know how to drive a stolen bike. So now that we're in the right place, I get out right there, so I have to just move over a little bit, and I can clear out these guys pretty easily. Curious if I can get early damage on that big truck back there. But from here on out, it's just these smaller trucks to destroy, or the many bikes. Or this guy right here. I don't know why he's on foot in the middle of the road. He doesn't really do much. You can't kill him either. Well, you can probably, but it's just damn near impossible to kill. So this is why this is an auto-scroller level. Can't really do much. Now it's pretty much the boss of this level, where that big truck comes in. That's why I try to get some early damage, but I don't think you can even do it. I think I was just trying, hoping. But now you have to get the gas tanks on the side. Because of the bad aiming controls, it's kind of just luck. And now that we got the grill off, we can start damaging the engine, which is the last point. And once he's close to dying, he'll try to ram Bryson. And wow, that was close, Bryson. Yeah. At least it wasn't a full minute. Now we have a pretty boring level. It's supposed to be a combat level, but the way I wrote it, there's no real combat really. It's just using turrets to mow down enemies. blow myself up just for safety's sake. I'm gonna blow up this guy over here too for safety's sake as well. He's a he's a patrol officer, I guess you can call him. And there's a point at which he could walk around and actually kill us while we're not in this body. And this is a necessary body to complete the level. So if he dies, end of game, end of level, I should say. Now that we've killed him, I'm just going to plant these mines, but I'm not going to blow them up right away. These are the anti-air turrets, which are needed to be destroyed so that your air support can actually get in here safe and sound. I don't know how that guy dies. He just does randomly. I think the aiming of that turret over there just goes a little bit too crazy. Kills his own guy. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. And this guy, he doesn't know that you're hostile. So luckily, this soldier, and I think there's a turret behind him as well, they don't fire on you. Sometimes you do though, so I don't know why. It's just, sometimes it's really just down to the luck of the draw. Over here is the point at which you have to be careful of the patrol guard, because at this point he'd be like right over there and he could find you. I think there's some timing where you can get in that turret, and after you kill everyone here, he'll actually, the patrol guard will actually be like right around here. You can actually look up the hill as that turret and kill him before he kills your guard or your red guy. And that would save you from having to do the safety strat of killing the guy at the start rather than later on. The reason now why I don't blow these mines up right away is that after the third one, there's some doors over here that would actually spawn like 3 new guys right there. So instead of having those 3 guys spawn and causing trouble, I just wait to blow everything up until the end, and it skips all that worry away. So this is the last tower that we'll need to take care of. Just 2 guards and a turret. I didn't hit it again. In practice, I keep like missing the last bullet on that one. Just acted too early, and I don't want that just in case something bad happens and turret starts killing you as you're waiting for the elevator or something. After I blow this up, we'll hit a cutscene where your helicopter comes in, and then Bryson gets in it, and then actually the helicopter blows up and Bryson's in it. So rip Bryson. So now we go over here, and we actually, after we go on the slip point, we see that my old body is right here. So now we have a race. Oh, wait, he cheated. Sweet, 4.5 second time save there. Wow. Yeah, that level is pretty lame. If there is a way to skip it, that'd be awesome. But from what I've found so far, it seems impossible. So now we're just planting mines forever. But this level has a really good skip. I'm pretty proud of this one. It's like a two-parter, and then another guy by the name of Lincoln's found a third one to kind of put the cherry on top, so to speak. Because it's at the very end, and it saves a cutscene for a new game, speedruns, and it makes the pathing a lot easier if you can get it quickly. So, Chapter 6 is basically a puzzle level for the first half. You kind of get some backstory from our Ford GG, and I've screwed it up, so now I have to restart. That took a long time to load, unfortunately. So I wasn't supposed to fall down there. I was supposed to jump over that hallway, but I didn't see it coming. I knew something was off when it took too long to load. But basically, you're walking through all these rooms and hallways down here. But instead of doing that, we're going to skip all the puzzles because they take some time. And we don't want time when doing a speedrun, of course. I don't need to tell you that. If only this log would behave. Being very careful here because I don't want to do it again. There we go. Now I jump over this instead of walking into it. And then we'll fall down a little bit, fall down a little bit further. Now that we're down on this level, we'll walk back underneath. And we'll line ourselves with this room right here. Right around this point. But we want to be in parallel with the grid lines that you see on the map. So now I'm just going to be walking forward for a little bit. Well, for a while. It's going to be like 10 seconds or so walking in nothingness. You just get the skybox and that's it. But eventually we'll get the room that I want to be in to load. Unless something goes wrong, like it might have. Which is very possible. Or I may have just got it to load. Yes, I did. That was pretty lucky. I hit it just as I walked in, I guess. Or not just as, but just right before it would have automatically loaded anyways. Because usually it loads enough of the map, but it'll stop you from walking out of bounds again. So now we're going to clip again. This is part 2 of this level, pretty much. Where it introduces combat with this shotgun soldier. Which is kind of cool because it's like, I think the first instance that you get a shotgun. But we don't get to use it. So we skip basically 2 halves of a mid-level boss. First you have to fight him like in the subway, and then you have to fight him again in front of a staircase. If I do this correctly, I just passed the first mid-level boss section. I'm going to be careful with this next part because the second part is over here, but I want to be able to load the stairwell that he's kind of close to, which takes some positioning, and using audio cues I can kind of tell when it's nearby. And I don't want to walk into it because that would be bad. But I can hear it getting closer because of the audio cue. So I know I'm nearby. It's a very faint audio cue, but I've hit it now. So normally behind me would be the boss, but I skip right past his little area. So now we can just continue on, call the elevator, and start moving on with our lives. Basically, you can see where I walk through underneath there, but now we can just go through the elevator, and after this elevator ride is where the end of the level would be, after you kind of get spooked out by these new ghost soldiers. Not ghost soldiers, but they're like specter hunters or something like that. I don't know what they call them in the game. But we're basically going to try to do another skip right here. For New Game Plus, it's kind of a swag strat. Because it might be faster, and you might have a better time, or have more of a benefit to the risk compared to it in New Game when you skip the cutscene. Basically, you want to fall down a little bit, which is not what I did. I fell down like an inch. I want to fall down like 3 feet or so, or 4 feet. Or, well, basically, so that my head's just basically just underneath the top level. Or the ground, I don't know what I'm saying. But it's kind of tricky to hit because you fall down pretty fast. But I got a pretty good, I guess, level. I might hit some things accidentally. We'll see. If I do, it's not too bad, because you're supposed to be as a ghost in here. So if things go wrong, I can just go into ghost form. It's fine. But here we are at the end of the level. No problem. We'll hit the cutscene. Skip the cutscene. Had a bit of visual glitch there. I don't know if you caught it, but that was pretty cool. But now, that's pretty much chapter 6 done. No mid-level bosses, no combat, no puzzles. Just beat the level. So we're on 7-1 here. Double check my list. I was about to go to 7-2 accidentally. But since we skipped combat in the last level, now we're going to get pretty much all combat in this one.
Start by possessing the sniper. For the purpose of this exercise, this host is already possessable. Very good. Your sniper weapon is equipped with a 2-step zooming scope. There's also an infrared toggle which allows you to see enemies more clearly. Beware of enemy snipers. They have a slow rate of fire that can kill your host quickly.
That was a mistake. I should have checked my ammo earlier. But I reload for safety's sake.
The target dignitary has left his vehicle. Eliminate him before he escapes.
That was an accident. The habit of pressing start to skip a cutscene has gone too far. That was a pretty smooth sniper level. It's not too bad.
There are more enemies on the way.
I could have got the
Keep them from exiting the lobby.
I don't know, the important guy earlier, the last guy.
You have failed this exercise and will begin again. You have 2 hosts to use to complete
I thought she
the
was telling me that I've already failed.
wisely.
I'm like, I haven't even started yet. The doors that these guys come out of are they are predictable. So we'll just, you know, skip ahead. I forget where, sometimes there's groups of 2, sometimes there's a group of 3. So it's hard to tell where is which, and that's the group of 3.
Wave completed.
So now I'll reload. Almost clipped into that thing. Don't need to do that. Ah, shouldn't have jumped. That guy got too far behind because he was shooting me. Ah, had to reload. Damn it.
Wave completed. The next wave will start in 8 seconds.
This one's a bit more complicated because there's more guys and they kind of overlap, so I kind of have a hard time remembering where they are, but at least remember that they're down there. And I missed. There's one right there already. Shit. That should be good. Oh, that's bad. They're up there. Shoot. Good. Oh, damn.
Congratulations. You will now be taking
That could have been
the next
smoother.
exercise.
That last portion. A lot of, you know, single kills. You want to try to get double kills. At least less reloading, which, you know, takes a few seconds. But not too bad. We didn't die, so that's always a good start.
This exercise involves conserving your host. There is only one host on this floor and no way to heal him. Use your host carefully and travel to the stairwell exit.
I'm getting bad movement by these guys. But I'm just gonna run straight to the end of the level right now. Well, end of this area. Have to kill that guy to get the objective complete.
At the bottom of the stairs,
I'm just gonna jump out. Use gravity for my tool.
possess the power box to disable the elevator quickly.
Damn it. Okay, whatever. He aggroed, so I was able to open the door anyways. Taking a bit of damage, but just walk around,
Is on the other side of
and
the
we're good.
barricade, but cannot be reached by your host. You must find another way to eliminate him.
I always get stuck in that elevator door frame, no matter what.
Well done. Now use its last host to locate your final target. Do not kill this dignitary. Repeat, do not kill this dignitary. Use your key assignment.
Yeah, the door just turns red. Don't worry about that. Here's a little tricky part. I'm not sure if a lot of people know about this, but there's actually a little grenade down here on the ground. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kill these guys. I'm going to throw a grenade. Hopefully make it on the other side. I didn't make it. I'm going to damage myself in the process. Going to do it again, hopefully. Oh, there we go. Got it. So there's a door on the other side there. If I take this grenade and I walk it back over here through this door and into this door, this is where the guy that we need to possess is. After I get around all that debris, you actually collide with the debris, so you can't just walk through it.
Done well.
But
Your next mission, you will travel
wow.
back to the home
That's it
country
for
of
7-1. So there's my soldier right there. He doesn't care. Split. Oh wow, my split was even. Oh, I screwed up on menu now. So I like this level a lot because um, there's one single out of bounds, which you need, and that will get you to the end of the level. And it's really not intended. It's a really janky one, which makes it awesome. I guess we'll see when we get there. Basically, I run up against this wall and I run forward left, and then I try to position myself carefully because there's a room that I don't want to walk into. I think I might be good for my position. Maybe not. Hopefully I did. I'm good now. So I'm going to angle myself back down towards the level a little bit. Maybe not that much. That should be pretty good. I'm going to strafe right a little bit. Just make sure I load the room like that. Which I've done. I'm going to strafe right a little bit. Position myself carefully like that. Just pretty careful that I get this correctly. Because I don't want to walk back in bounds necessarily, not yet. So we got to make sure we have the right angle. Just be careful for a slip point up ahead. Hopefully we'll see it. Oh, have I screwed it up now? Yeah. Okay. So unfortunately I walked back in bounds because I was too far left. I think I was angled too far left. So I have a backup strategy at least. I got it pretty quickly. But it's a very precise angle that you need to look at this corner right here. I'll at least be able to finish the level, but it's just a little detour that I don't want to have to take. But basically this is the end of the level, but you never actually go in here. All you're supposed to do is trigger this end of level right there. But you normally do it through that slip point, which is after a boss, so we just skipped a boss. And a mid-level boss too, so 2 bosses. Which is pretty awesome. I like that. But next we have a level that has not been cracked yet. So it's kind of boredom with the combat level. Then I get excited with 7-2, and then I get depressed again with 8-1. It's a roller coaster of emotion. Sub 1 hour and 40 minutes looks probable. Or I guess possible at least. I just have to hope for a good, pretty much good end game here. Which is based upon a critical 8-2 skip. And a lot of good combat and boss fighting in Chapter 9. Don't want to do that. You don't need to look at the dog food. There's nothing special going on here, so there's no really good commentary to add here. It's just standard movement optimizations. I mean, optimizations is a lightly used word here. It's just rad movement. Plus you just have to wait for like this guard in this position, or these two doors rather. So it's just more waiting.
What's happening? Come on.
At least I get a little bit of a break before a critical 8-2 and a very critical 9. I know it may not seem like it, but these are some pretty optimal biscuit placements. Pretty happy about this. But I hit the ceiling there, unfortunately. I think, yeah. So I'll have to do a intermediate one here. You can do one from all the way up on the staircase. Unfortunately, I didn't hit it. In the cutscene, he's still going for the biscuit. All in all, that's a pretty solid 8-1. Not much can go wrong. unless he like dies a rat or gets stuck as walking the dog. Or he gets stuck trying to do the elevator portion, I guess. It all comes down to these last 2 levels. It's been a while since I had a good straight run during practice. So hopefully everything turns out alright and I don't do stupid stuff like open up the start menu at the start of the level. Let me through. Thank you. No. I think this guy has a cycle for when he uses his gun animation. So I'm gonna have to wait like I don't know, like 20 seconds for the next one to come up. Have to make sure to get in position first. Which is right around here. I don't want to go too far left. And come on. Here. Oh! Not to wait again. This is frustrating. Just make sure I have a good angle on this positioning. That should be good. This is an NPC clip, so it's very finicky. You want to try to remove these at all costs because they are very inconsistent. And in fact, most of them rely on these soldiers doing this gun animation. I just missed it again. Just a little bit too late. I don't know if luckily is a word. I was about to say that. Luckily, it saves quite a bit. And if I can't get this is pretty unfortunate. Let's try it right here. This is very dangerous because it's really close to being on the other side of the wall. But I should have better give, and I do. So, luckily, it's pretty much luck at this point. I was able to walk around there. Oh, I don't want to get stuck here. There we go. Watch this cutscene real quick. Look at his face. Oh, it was broken. So we're gonna do a cutscene. Not cutscene. Checkpoint. Save and quit. Exploit right here. This is like the second to last room in this level, so very worth it. Damn it. I tried to get in that wall. I was low on stuff. The juice. These guys are in my way, and I pushed my guy out of bounds. Luckily they're right there, so I can just oh my god, they did. This is not good. They pushed me out of bounds and I dropped down. Wow, these guys are hackers. Damn it. Wow. That was surprising. Never would have thought that would have happened. Damn it. Let's try to get that guy. Oh, god damn it. damn it, they already got behind me. I was too slow. If you have epilepsy, you might not want to watch this portion, because I'm going to be spamming this a lot. I don't know why I'm reloading. That's a mistake. I don't need to be reloading. I like to dispossess here before this cutscene right here. I don't know why, it's just what I like to do. Let's hope for a good boss. Both phase 1 and phase 2. A couple cutscenes to skip here. I think there's one more. There we go. Some early shots there. Where'd he go? Already halfway, not too bad. Damaging myself though. Don't need to be doing that. I'm gonna start taking away some of these objects because they help phase 2. This is a really solid phase 1. So I don't know where you went this time around. Oh, he's moving over to the other one already. Oh, he got me. I wasn't looking. Got him in the boombox and. Oh, this is not good. I don't want to be over there. I want him out here. I can just fire down on him. Occasionally do that. There we go. Oh, I shouldn't be doing that. It's like a third or fourth time I accidentally pressed start. There we go. It could happen. Sub 140. Chapter 9. Let's do this. Pretty straightforward level at the moment. No tricks. Of course, gotta save chapter 9 for last in terms of researching. Pretty straightforward. Just make sure to use your slow down occasionally. I don't like to use my grenade because I usually just miss quite often. Oh wow. Look at that health and I had to reload. This is a pretty solid strat to sit back in this graded area, even though I don't have too much luck with it. I don't know if I just do it wrong. I think I damaged myself too much. It just doesn't work out too well for me. Come on. There we go. We might need to make a run for it for a health pack. I wouldn't do it. No. No, no, no. Oh, almost went off. I'm ad-libbing here. Okay, let's go back to the safety over here. Come on. There's a quick kill. Is that it? There we go. That was pretty good. I might need to pick up health somewhere along the way, and I'm not sure where health would be at this point. I used my boost at the very end there to quickly close the door behind me. I'm gonna be careful to look for health. I don't want to be right here, where I'm like less than halfway up on health. Shit. Sorry for my language. I mean, it's not the worst case. Worst case, I'll just restart and have to do some portions of it. It's a bit tricky to get up there for some reason. There should be some health maybe coming up later. At this point I think I can risk it. Got some good shots right there. Getting some frame drops. I think I have too many enemies loaded. Gonna kill myself there. Just about when I was about to get the health. Oh, this guy's putting up a fight. Just gonna pause or do a whatever you want to call it, time pause, just for safety. And that's it. Whew, alright, on to golems. That was a bit scary. No, I don't want that. Getting pretty unlucky with these hits. unlucky or I'm just playing poorly. Might have gotten it. I think I got it. Let's hope I got it. Please don't. I was just to feed grenades into him. I'm gonna just time buffer him so he stays in his vulnerable state by mashing the left trigger. Be sure to pause so that guy doesn't run you over. Okay, good, remember that. It's very hard to tell where the hitbox is for that right arm. Now you just kind of feed grenades into that guy and then he's done. I'm gonna pick up some health because you can always die on this guy. It's, second last boss. I'm gonna reload too. Hopefully I got that ghost. I'll possess a rock, hopefully turn to hit him. Got him. And then a ghost went right for my body, so I'm gonna have to get out of here and kill right away. This happens because why does that happen? Oof. Hopefully I didn't get hit by that. Good. Because he hit a point in his health, I pressed it twice. Where's that other one? He hit his second phase, and he has 3 phases. His first and second phase are pretty similar. But now that he's in his 3rd phase, now he's going to release 2 ghosts to possess me now, I believe. I have to reload. That's not good. I want to take these out because they can be troublesome. So now in his 3rd phase, he's going to go outside of the inner ring. I'm going to possess that. Oh no. No! Maybe I'll fire another one off. No. That's unlucky. Oh, no, it's just poor play by me. No, he did. Well, this should be it if we can get him. Nope. Nearly though. Nearly. I'm gonna ignore these ghosts and hopefully I can get him with the time slow. I'll have to reload. That's not good. There we go. There we go. Okay. I can still do sub 140 if I do this end boss fight. This is the very last boss. So there's 3 bosses for this. Even the main villain in this game is not the last boss. All of a sudden there's this demon that you didn't know about. Oh, our omniscient narrator knew about it at least. But the player's character never really knew about this guy. these holes are pretty much random. Just have to hope that you have a good cycle about where they're located. And then he has these 4 blue things at the bottom here. And then you gotta kind of go to the side, hit his like core. Took a hit, but it doesn't really matter. I have enough health to survive. I just want to go faster to make sure I get those hits in. That's pretty good. There we go. It's a good face too. Here we go. At half health, have to kind of be careful now. Not too careful. Just if things start going badly, I'll have to be careful now. Really careful now. Oh no! That's unfortunate. The bad part about this fight is that he takes over your controlling and aiming, kind of. He like fights it as you're trying to kill him. So unfortunately he pushed me up into where his ream was gonna be thrown out. So like that, he just turned my view to the right and pushed me down. I promise I'm not this bad. See, now we have like no holes to shoot through. He's really fighting me now. Oh, that's unlucky. I mean, from what I could tell so far from playing this game, it's all RNG, where he pushes you. I don't know how hard he pushes you, if he pushes his or your sight as well. I don't like this. Look at that. This is horrible. I might die again. Damn it. Ah, he kept me from going down. Man, twice in a row. This guy is a bastard. Luckily, we've got 17 minutes to spare. Be a little less careless during these shooty portions, because I don't need to take damage here. It's pretty easy to dodge. I shouldn't just be so careless. But I think I've got him this time. Got me with that one, unfortunately. can't even go up now. Man, that's so strong. It's a bit OP, demon dude. You're a bit OP. There we go. Ah, 49 seconds away from sub 140. That's my next new goal, I guess. 3 minutes off too. Look at that, some of the best segments at 134. That's something to aim for, huh?
Alexander, is it really you? Thank you, Ringley. I knew you could help us. Goodbye, Ringley.
Randy, grab hold! Told you I'd be back. Had a little trouble with that last helicopter, but as you can see, I'm tough to kill. I hope you didn't leave anything back there.
So that was Geist new game 80% speedrun. It went pretty well, except for a few mistakes here and there, and of course the major deaths at the Volks level, which need to be ironed out. But finished it in 1 hour, 40 minutes, and 49 seconds. I'm pretty happy for that. But I'll continue to work on it. And if you have any interest in speedrunning this, you can use this video, of course, as a basis for your route. Or you can go on speedrun.com and search Geist. And we have a game entry where we have leaderboards for new game 80% or new game plus 80%, as well as without out of bounds glitches as well for different categories. So come join the running. It's a lot of fun, and I hope to see more people speedrunning this. It's quite a lot of fun, even though it wasn't really known as a great GameCube game, and people probably have either forgotten about it or have not even heard of it at all. But it's a cute little game. So thank you for watching.